Good morning, 7:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So XRP is getting very, very dangerously close to this big drop. It's getting to that part of the pattern now where if you're a leverage trader and you're looking at this, the short opportunity is opening up. Technically, when you see something like this, you'd be looking for the retest of the drop point around 54.20, 54.10. But it doesn't need to go all the way up there. I can tell everybody, if you are a copy trader, if this drop happens and we end up having this bearish drop, our focus at the bottom of this, which would put XRP, first layer would be 51.17. But if this played out true, you're talking about somewhere near, and we're talking this bear flag, if it plays out true, you could be looking at a pretty substantial drop here. And I know a lot of people are trying to speculate this isn't a bear flag. I disagree, and it's my own analysis, so you don't have to agree with me. You can have your own analysis, but I'm looking at that rising channel as the key point. If we lose that rising channel, which we have it today, we finally fell outside of it. If we lose that and then we don't hold the initial drop target at 51.11 or 51.17, then it could bring us all the way down to a technical drop, down to about that 41.85 level. That's a huge drop. And that's practically back down to the bottom of this formation. And I'm just saying, if we were to drop like that, that's what I'm looking for to get back into winning Wednesdays and FOMO Fridays. And then also we'll be adding motivated Mondays. So once that happens, there will be no copy trading if this drops down, because I will focus every bit of my attention on the spot side of it. So even if you're copy trading, the only time I would open up a copy trade in that scenario is if it got down to the bottom somewhere and I was just willing to keep it open until it had the reversal. So that's what we're trending towards. So it's been fun. We've made some money. But at the same time, I know that when it comes down here, I know what my focus is going to be. I don't leverage trade in general. I just do it to pass the time if I feel the need. So I'm looking very closely at the fact that this very well could be the start of a big breakdown. And this could be the opportunity we've been looking for at the bottom of this, if we're starting to get back into the accumulation phase. Right now, it hasn't allowed us to accumulate anything because of the way the market's been responding the last several months, and we have to wait for the breakdown. If we want to add to XRP, if we want to pick up some other bags that we haven't started on yet, that we've sold out of after the big nice pumps, after we bought in 23 and capitalized in 24, we're looking for that next drop down. And right now, it's looking pretty bearish out here. Every single signal that we can look at, yes, it's holding serve right now and it hasn't fallen out. But right now, a lot of times what ends up happening is we have that overzealous sell-off initially, then it'll come back and retest the drop point. It's very often that you don't break out or break down and retest the breakdown point or the breakout area. Right now, the breakdown point is right around 54.11, or actually, I'm sorry, 54.30 in current times. 54.30, and all of my targets down are from that point if we get rejected. So the first target would be 51.17 cents. This is not anything we haven't talked about for the last several weeks. So I don't think anybody should be surprised by the fact that we are breaking down right now. But my attention right now, it's going to look to see if there's an opportunity to put in a short. And that would be if it comes back up to this 54, roughly 54.30 area. If you see it up there today, I'm probably going to go short there. And then I'll have a stop loss somewhere. But if the market continues to do the up and down, left and right, the leverage trading isn't even viable once it starts doing that. I mean, it is to an extent, but I'm trying to play this into a point where we can get back into the FOMO Friday and winning Wednesday without buying it at the wrong times. And I think right now everything is flashing for me that, you know, we've tried to capitalize on the up. It got invalidated now, that any kind of upward momentum after this drop down, that invalidates that thesis. The fact we came below 54.50 area, that invalidates everything we could have seen for the top side. We know rising channels are bearish. We know death crosses are bearish. We know the way that the whales are operating right now is bearish ever since the appeal was filed. So everything we're seeing is bearish. We even got a bearish rejection yesterday and a fake breakout. Even last night, it came up to almost 55 cents while everybody was sleeping. And then an hour later, it reversed back down and was under 54. So it was liquidating the shorts, or at least getting them to stop out before it finished this move. So it seems to me that it's building up every bit of momentum to have the follow through and that trade down for this big bear flag and the death cross that is eventually looks like it wants to play through. So now what am I talking about the whales? Well, the whales haven't exactly been on a tear here lately. So make sure to hit that like button if you are watching this, if you appreciate this update, if you appreciate my content or just the time that I put in every single day, and you want to show that humble appreciation and just the fact that you understand it takes a lot of time to do what I do. Make sure you hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. It ends up going through the algorithm, and then YouTube recommends this update. If YouTube recommends this, we can guarantee ourselves 700 to 1,000 additional views on every single video if you hit that like button. It pops up on the news feed, so my content will be in the news feed if you hit the like button, and it'll help pass my content. It really will. It's a unbelievable way you can support the channel by hitting the like button so we become part of the recommendations. We push through the algorithm, and then on the YouTube news feed, I pop up when you're scrolling. It's the only way you're going to find me. Out of sight, out of mind. And then even if you are following, if you don't see my updates, you're never going to watch them. So XRP faces pressure as whales remain cautious amid legal challenges. So XRP has been under significant downward pressure due to bearish technical indicators and ongoing legal issues. While recent signs of recovery in the relative strength index RSI suggest that selling pressure might be easing, uncertainty remains. XRP whales or large holders have kept their positions largely unchanged, indicating a lack of confidence in a price rebound. Currently, there are 285 wallets holding between 10 million and 100 million XRP with little fluctuation over the past week, reflecting a cautious stance among the major investors. Monitoring whale activity is essential as these holders can greatly influence market sentiment and price movements. The steady number of large wallets suggests that key players are not yet convinced that XRP is poised for a significant price surge, making a strong upward trend appear unlikely until they start accumulating more aggressively. So, and I don't disagree with that. I just wanted everybody to see the fact that, you know, I'm not just saying it. The greed is at 72. This is a bad sign. Whenever it's in greed, we know that there's a sell-off coming. That's just typically how it works. When we're in fear, that's a great time to accumulate. So we've got to move down. Unless we invalidate this, which seems unlikely at this point, it seems like we've got to move down. Like I said, I'm planning tried to go long and got stopped out after a couple good trades, got stopped out, and now it flips your attention to the bearish side. Now, if it comes up, most people would have went short right away this morning. Wait until it comes up and back test this 5430 area. I'm looking at 5430, a firm rejection there, or if there's no volume on the push back up, which it looks like a volumeless push up right now. Very volumeless push up, as a matter of fact. If it gets all the way back up here, that would be the area where I'd be looking. 5430, put in a short. If it gets stopped out to the top side, well, then I know it's just getting too much volatility up and down, and they're just liquidating longs and shorts. But right now, everything is set up for a drop. I know a lot of people are trying to remain optimistic, but I'm telling you right now, that's a bear flag. And now that the rising channel is busted and we have a death cross in the daily, this looks very bearish. This looks very bearish. Like I said, I'm looking for that retest. It may never come at 54.33, but my own fundamentals have told me you go short from the back test. So 54.30, if we get a back test rejection up in that area, you better believe that I'm going to be going short. And let's just say it's up at 54.30, right? Where would your stop loss have to be? Well, I'm willing probably to hold this past. I would say unless it gets back on top of 55 cents. So, but obviously that's my own opinion. It may just run right through there if it comes back. We don't know. It does look pretty bearish though. But we know nothing's ever certain. Sometimes they fake us out just to, you know, go back up. But this looks pretty bearish. This looks like we're bearish. And it looks like we're waiting for that back test to confirm the bearish track. So that's what I'm looking at this morning. Hopefully this update finds you well. Hopefully you're able to make a little bit of a informed decision here. Bitcoin's up $61 on the day to 67,401. Looks like a bear flag's printing though. Looks like we're just looking for that rejection at 68,000. So basically what it looks like is happening. And it could invalidate this drop. This is where it gets difficult from the leverage standpoint. It could get invalidated and then just ride right back up. But that's not what it looks like to me with the volume portfolio, with everything I'm seeing in front of me. And yeah, you know, we can only go by the evidence in front of us. It doesn't mean it has to play out. But this looks like it's going to do something like this just to drop the bear flag. But we'll see. We'll see. Because the initial drop for Bitcoin is going to bring it somewhere around 64K if it does this. Or 60, no, a little bit lower. 64,900 area. So it's going to drop it somewhere in there if this plays out true. So, and I totally always look for that back test of a previous support as resistance if I think it's going to drop down. The fact that Bitcoin's up at that 68,000 resistance, getting rejected, if it gets a second rejection or a third rejection, it would look at that head and shoulders topping reversal now. And we came up to that big resistance that we've talked about for quite some time. Now the only question is can it hold? And that's why I always look to see the back test area. So that's why I'm looking at XRP up at that 54.30 area. If it gets rejected there, that's a perfect time to short it. And then if we do get the drop, which I really want to get this drop, we can start back on Motivated Mondays, Winning Wednesdays, and FOMO Fridays. I would love to hear in the comments if you're going to be a part of it. Make sure to hit that like button if you're looking to trade crypto worldwide, especially XRP. Look in the video description below and or pinned comments. My favorite is BITUNIX. It's the most transparent, easiest to use on all fronts. And just from my personal experience, it's my favorite exchange. So make sure you look at that and join us. Even in the USA, you can trade XRP. If you're looking to trade the XRP Bitcoin pairing, or spot XRP, you can go to HOTCOIN as well. They offer the XRP Bitcoin pairing where the other two exchanges I use do not. So take advantage of that or some advanced ecosystems. And then if you want to copy trade, which we're running out of time for copy trade, I'm telling you right now, if it drops, I will not do any more leverage trading after, because I focus on my spot trading. And when the bags are ready to be filled, I don't waste my time on leverage. The leverage is simply to pass time. So I'm not even going to promote the leverage trading anymore because I feel like we're about to have that next hurrah. And then if I do leverage trade after a drop, it would just be for a future long, for out in the future. You know, it would just be something that I put in and I just let it ride. So that's where we're looking. Make sure to hit that like button. Have a blessed morning, but I got to go.